ITIL framework was developed by the UK government back in 1989, and since that time it has been employed by many organizations across the globe. The ITIL framework is broken down into two main groups, that being service support and service delivery. From the service support perspective, this is all about capturing change, capturing incidents, and releasing change inside of the organization. Everything starts at the service desk. This is where the end user community calls into the service desk and logs either an incident or a request for change. It then moves to incident management. This means we log this as an incident, regardless of whether or not it's classified as a known problem or a known error, or it is simply a request for change. If it is a problem or a known error, it then moves to problem management. This is where problem management now starts to look into the root cause of the problem and come up with a resolution. It then moves to change management. Change management is also classified as the Change Advisory Board. This is where we assess the change or the request for change and assign risk to it, priority, and then move it along in the system so that it can be turned into a release and provisioned out to the end user community by release management. So release management is responsible for packaging releases, testing them, and then releasing them to the end user community. All of this information and every step of what we're logging and reporting is recorded in the Configuration Management Database. The Configuration Management Database, also known as the CMDB, is the central repository for all of our configuration items, also known as our corporate assets. On the service delivery side, we also have other disciplines as well, and this is really around the delivery of IT services to the overall business organization and business units. It all really starts with service level management, also known in the industry as service level agreements. This is where we build the agreements between the IT organization and the individual business units, including external vendors. This is where we set our goals and our targets in terms of service level in the event that something should go wrong. Availability management is talking really around the availability of IT services. What if we have a problem in terms of a disaster recovery? How quickly are we going to be able to provision new individual assets out into the organization to ensure that the business can continue to operate? Business continuity management is really all around building the disaster recovery plan and the business continuity plan. This is the plan that we well document and repose inside of our organization, make available to all the individuals that need access to it, to ensure that in the event of a disaster, these are the steps that we must take down at a very granular level to ensure that business can continue. Financial management is really around financial management of our IT services organization. Everything from budgeting to provisioning to requisitioning of new hardware, capacity, etc. Anything that involves a dollar sign is being managed by the financial services people inside the IT organization. And capacity management is really about the ability to provision capacity, and this could be hard disk capacity, etc., out to my IT organization to ensure that we can continue to provide a high level of services to our business. And this is also involving a lot of forward-looking and thinking as well in terms of future capacity requirements, etc. It is important to note that the ITIL framework is something that has been developed, as I said before, since 1989 and has gone through two major revisions since that time. Currently, this framework is at version 3, and there are obviously plans to continue to grow upon it as well. IT organizations or customers or vendors or what have you do not become ITIL certified. Products do not become ITIL certified. It is only individuals that work for an organization such as maybe an ITIL consulting services organization or a customer or a partner or whatever they may be. Those individuals become ITIL certified, and there are 3 levels of ITIL certification as well. The first level of ITIL certification is the foundations level. And this is simply one exam that the individual would take that gives them the foundational requirements and knowledge so that they can start to better understand how ITIL is going to impact their organization and what role they will play inside of that organization as well. We then go on to more of a practitioner level as well. So these individuals now become practitioners in the ITIL space, so they are able to implement specific disciplines inside of the organization. And the final level of certification is the IT Service Manager certification. And this is essentially, in the ITIL world, is looked at as the expert in terms of ITIL. And this requires the individual to take two major exams, both on the service support side as well as the service delivery side. And once the individual is certified, they can not only help design these disciplines for organizations, but they can also work with organizations to take them through this assessment as well as implementation phase. In summary, ITIL is a set of best practices created by the UK government back in 1989, and since then thousands of organizations around the world have been reaping the benefits of them. ITIL continues to adapt and mature as time goes by. By implementing ITIL best practices, organizations increase the efficiency of their IT services organization. This is done by better aligning their IT services to each of the individual processes already in place. The end result is an IT services organization that is more supportive of the overall business, with mature, repeatable processes in place, reducing the chance for error, downtime, and of course, dissatisfied customers. At the end of the day, almost every organization around the world is in the business of making either the cash register ring or doing business as efficiently as possible. ITIL supports these efforts in every aspect. I hope you've enjoyed my brief introduction to the ITIL framework, and I hope this will also make you go out there and want to learn more about ITIL. Until then, I'm Mark Scholes. Take care.
Your business is doing well and you're thinking of expanding. That's great, but it's also the riskiest time for your business. In fact, many businesses don't survive the transition. Should you throw money at the problem by investing in new equipment or hiring more people? Should you make your staff work more overtime? Your answers to questions like these can make or break your business. And that's where Lean comes in. Lean is a philosophy about delivering value from your customer's perspective, eliminating waste, and continuously improving your processes. Lean can radically change the way you do business. Lean management is based on 4 principles. The first principle is pull. Rather than producing as much as possible, customer demand pulls goods or services through the manufacturing process. This minimizes overproduction, inventory, and ultimately working capital. The second is one-piece flow. Focusing on one single piece at a time minimizes work in progress, process interruptions, lead and waiting time, while increasing quality and flexibility. The third is tact. It's the heartbeat of a lean system. It's how fast you need to manufacture a product to meet customer demand. Tact allows us to balance work content, achieve a continuous flow, and respond flexibly to changes in the marketplace. And the fourth is zero defects. Mistakes happen, but a lean company doesn't pass on defects. Mistakes from previous steps must be fixed before going on. Combined with a robust continuous improvement process, the 4 principles of lean management will help your company stay ahead of the competition in a constantly changing marketplace.
Now, Kaizen is a Japanese word, and when we break the word apart, we learn that Kai means change and Zen means good. Well, translated, this means to change for the better. Now, Kaizen is a philosophy of continuous improvement. And Kaizen is also a key part of Lean that challenges individuals and organizations to constantly seek a better way of working. While Kaizen is often associated with a 4 to 5 day Kaizen event, it's much more than this. You see, Kaizen includes many small daily improvements made through suggestion schemes. Now, Kaizen can also be a series of connected improvement projects. And finally, Kaizen must always involve some sort of change that makes things better, resulting in an improved standard. And that's Kaizen.
to this quick start demo about Scrum in Urban Turtle. Scrum is a simple inspect and adapt framework to deliver working software in sprints. It has 3 roles: product owner, Scrum master, and team members. Scrum uses 3 artifacts: product backlog, sprint backlog, and burn down chart to guide the team during sprints. The product owner takes care of the backlogs. The backlog is the list of every desirable outcome users expect from the product. This is essentially our to-do list of goals. The backlog is therefore the what that will be built, sorted by importance. Scrum defines 3 ceremonies: sprint planning, daily stand-up, sprint review, and retrospective. The Scrum Master is a facilitator for the team. He helps the team members to follow the ceremonies and effectively use the artifacts. The sprint planning is when the team takes these items on the left, the goals listed in the product backlog, and starts assigning them to the sprint backlog. It is a conversation about what needs to be built in the next iteration. A sprint is a time box. It has a start date and an end date. During the sprint, the team is going to work on tasks and complete them. Every day, the team meets for daily stand-up, and everybody reports on 3 things: what the team member accomplished yesterday, what the team member is going to accomplish today, and is there anything blocking the team member. During the sprint, every day, the status of each task is going to evolve from to do, to in progress, to done. Hopefully, at the end of the sprint, all tasks are going to be done, as we can see in the burn down chart.
Configuration management is the practice of handling changes systematically so that a system maintains its integrity over time. It implements the policies, procedures, techniques, and tools that are required to manage, evaluate proposed changes, track the status of changes, and to maintain an inventory of system and support documents as the system changes. Why is configuration management important to you? It increases your system's uptime, improves performance, ensures compliance, prevents errors, and reduces costs.
What is the real price of quality? Are you sure you're using the right formula to calculate it? Let me show you where you're losing money every day.
Now and then your business processes get clogged. The data is stalled at some bottleneck, keeping everyone else down the workflow idle. Or your solution is too rigid and complicated. The cluttered design drives clients mad, and your app will get only negative reviews and no more customers. Functionality issues are even more frustrating for clients, and you can lose the deal at the very last step. Security also raises concerns. You have to protect online transactions and sensitive data from hackers, criminals, and nosy competitors. If you've put stakes on the new product's remarkable functionality, you may think the long-awaited market share is at hand, but it appears so slow, no one really buys it. So the real price of quality is the damage incurred and risks you carry in all those cases. The thing is, quality assurance costs much less and delivers hundreds of % ROI.